Now we're moving on to the next rave. Or maybe this is a rant too. I don't know. In this process of self-evaluation and wondering and thinking upon yourself, it's always good to learn something new. My beautiful mentor, Howard Stein, Columbia University in the city of New York, at the end of his life was having a hard time. He fell in New York City very hard on his shoulder and his knee, and he had a brain surgery years before and was deaf in one ear and blind in one eye and had one kidney. So he had one of everything, which was, where he used to have two. But he never felt cheated. He always felt that he was doing the right thing and living a good life. And he lived an inspirational life. The idea was this. After he hurt his shoulder, for many, many years, he was in a lot of pain. And he wanted to get surgery, but the doctor said, it's your rotator cuff, and Howard, you're old. You have some heart problems, so the surgery just to fix something that, we would really only want to fix if you were a young man and you needed to pick up your kids or your grandkids and play with them, or if you needed to throw a ball because you were, a pitcher somewhere, then we would think about, fixing your shoulder. But the way it is now, you have a little bit of pain. I'll give you medication for that. You're not going to be throwing fastballs in Yankee Stadium. So this is not a surgery we recommend. But you can rehab it and go to physical therapy. So Howard said, okay, I'll go for it. So I think at that time, Howard was 85 or 86 and would go to physical therapy. And he had this very young, brand new physical therapy person, and they were working on, exercises to get his shoulder back in shape. And the PT person, the physical therapist, said, Howard, you ask so many questions, you are so eager to learn, and you're 85 years old. I've never met a patient like you who wants to keep learning. And Howard just laughed and was delighted by that because he was a teacher all of his life, a wonderful person. And he loved it that somebody appreciated his thirst for knowledge, to always understand something. And I try to live my life the same way. And I've been that way a lot. When you were young, you didn't know something, you had to go to the library, you had to research it, you had to find things and try to put them together, on paper. Now, with the internet, Google, you just go out there, look around, find everything you ever want to know. And now with these AI bots, you just type in a question and they tell you everything they know. So pretty soon, everyone's going to have access to knowing everything, and nobody's going to know anything because they don't have to know it. They don't have to research it. They don't have to do the work themselves. They just let the AI bot do it. So life in society over the next 10, 20, 15 years is going to change irrevocably and dramatically. So my point about this is I do enjoy learning new things. And in having a conversation with my AI bot the other day, I learned a new word. And that new word is bricolage. Bricolage, which appears to be inspired by, or the word is from that, collage, right? As a kid, we take various things, put them together, make a collage, and present it. So here's the conversation that I had with my lovely bot. And then in my Boles.xyz Mastodon instance, I included today bricolage cats, which I'll show you in a moment. But first, this is my question that I asked my bot because I'd seen the word, and you can infer what the word is based on the context around it, but that's not enough for me. I want to know exactly what the word is. And I normally would go to Google, but then you got to, wade through all the advertising if you can't block it, and then wade through all the awful links that are there to like link farms. This way, ChatGPT, I can just ask and get a right answer. And this purple icon means that it's from the internet. What is bricolage? Bricolage is a term derived from French and generally means the act of creating or of constructing from a diverse range of available things. It has been used in various contexts, including arts, literature, and science, social services. Now, this is where it gets interesting because I sort of knew it from the arts and literature point of view, right? Where you take things and you make a collage out of it and you present it. And that is the first explanation in arts and literature. Bricolage is often associated with the practice of creating work from a variety of material, or assembling a work from a range of different resources. This can include collage in visual arts, where different types of materials are combined to create a whole new whole. So let me see if I can find my bricolage cats to share with you. And I did not create these cats. These cats were created for me by my AI bot. And they're all the way over here. Bricolage is a term. See, I quote ChatGPT 4, and here are the bricolage cats. Sort of cartoony, drawn, but okay, because I like the big face and I like you can see what parts of it. So those are like gears. It's almost like a steampunk cat. I guess that's the idea. Now, this is a cat that appears to be made out of Post-it notes, a bricolage Post-it note cat. Have you ever seen such a thing? No. And it appears to be armless in the front, which is very strange, but this is AI. They don't always do hands well. Now, this is a bricolage cat made of wood, it appears. This is AI. There is no cat. And it seems to have some kind of, gear stuff going on. I guess when it comes to cats, bricolage likes gears, as you can see in this example. This cat appears to be made of some sort of ebony substance, and it has bright green eyes and all kinds of gears that don't appear to be interconnected. But maybe in bricolage, it doesn't matter. So that's our definition, okay, of bricolage and art, which sort of answers my question. I had no idea I was going to get 2, 3, and 4, which is why I'm sharing with you today, because it's sort of interesting. In the social sciences, there is a concept of bricolage. It is used to refer to the way individuals or societies make do with what is at hand. Now, as a Nebraskan, growing up in the pioneer state, the Prairie Pioneer at the Stewart Museum in Grand Island. Hey, it's Janet Marie, sweetheart. Hello, Janet Marie. Well, one is pretty cool. Looks like a robot in your desk in a way. Oh, I should show the robot sometime. Where is my robot? This is my robot. Janet Marie's right about this. This is bricolage, right? This is of my robot. There was a gift from the beautiful Janet Marie, sweetheart, several years ago. Made out of, my microphone is right here, so it keeps hitting my microphone. A robot that's made of kitchen tools and pipes and other discovered things. Oh, there's my eye from our beta test that we're doing here. That is creepy and fun. It's a filter for you. Bricolage. Right here. This is my robot. Fantastic. It's nice Janet Marie's here on the show helping me, because that is the answer. A bricolage robot. I love it so much. Thank you, baby Jay. So in the social sciences, pioneers who have nothing and nobody, no neighbors, no friends, they live in a sod house on the prairie. They have a little house on the prairie. the way individuals make do with only what is at hand. For example, and I love it when my AI bot gives me examples. Usually the things you want to know from an AI bot are explain, give me examples, provide citations. Any question you ask, those are the words and phrases you use. Explain, citations, examples. For example, cultural bricolage refers to the way people use cultural forms and symbols at their disposal to create something new. Now that's very interesting. How a society makes a bricolage that is not arts and literature. It's we are, as a community, making do with what we have. And if we have to filter our water, if we have to be careful about all of the trees we are cutting down, we use what we have and we immediately put it to use. In society, in anthropology and sociology, okay, the term bricolage was popularized by anthropologist Claude Levi-Strauss, who used bricolage to describe the characteristic patterns of mythological thought. In his work, a bricoleur is someone who uses whatever materials and tools are at hand to complete a project. In contrast to an engineer who designs a project beforehand and gathers all the necessary materials and tools before beginning. And Janet Marie said before, this one meaning cat. Okay. So this number 3, anthropology and sociology. The term was popularized by anthropologists who used bricolage to describe the characteristic patterns of mythological thought. In his work, a bricoleur is someone who uses whatever materials and tools are at hand to complete a project. So let's say, you want to build a ladder. Now, an engineer would design the ladder, make a blueprint of the ladder, gather all the necessary materials to build a ladder and the tools to put together. A bricoleur, and we probably know them, would just say, I need a ladder right now. I'm not going to design it. I'm not going to buy anything. I'm not going to have tools. Whatever I have around me, my tools are my hands. So I'm going to make a ladder out of bricks and tape and a little bit of glue, and maybe one rung of the ladder will be made of coconut leaves, the next will be made of string, the next will be made of a piece of steel wire, and I'll hold it all together with sealing wax. Using the information, the idea at hand, to create something new and to give it explicit meaning. The fourth idea of bricolage in business and management. Bricolage has been applied to business and entrepreneurship to describe a, quote, make do with what you have approach, unquote. This can involve improvising and making the most of resources in new and creative ways. Now, some people might say that is the cheap management style where the business doesn't want to pay for anything. The business says, we're not buying you a new computer, just reuse the computer you already have. And if the computer isn't working, then plug your iPhone into the monitor and do your work that way on your iPhone. I guess That's bricolage in business. So all of these things are not necessarily interesting or innovative. They're more out of need and necessity, whereas artwork is not necessarily so. And I think this is the cat. Oh, that's I'm reaching. The Jenna Marie was talking about. I have a heart on the wall, but I can't reach that one. This, I think, might be another example of bricolage art, right? These are pieces of paper. I don't know exactly what kind of paper it is that have been rolled up and then glued together to make a cat, a stylized cat. And you get a little bit of highlights in here for the eye, perhaps defining the chin. And this could be a beautiful, shining example of a bricolage cat. Isn't that wonderful? Jenna Marie's very helpful. Thank you, JMS. Always appreciate the inspiration. And so ChatGPT continues, hey, it's worth noting that the meaning of the term can vary somewhat depending on the context in which it's used. Now, here's where it gets really fun, because I don't finish with my bots when they just finish with me. Hey, it's Jenna Marie, the heart on my wall. Yeah, I could try to get, it's too far away. I don't think I can get there from here. Let me see, maybe I can. Will it come down? It's pinned to the wall. It'll never go back up. I'll have to see if I can get a picture. Maybe I can get it. Let me see. I'll put up my test pattern just so you can't see me reaching over you and being very rude. Oh no, I'm doing it now, baby. Okay. Oh, it is pinned to the wall. Oh, the string will break. Oh. Okay, gently taking, Okay, success. Success is my name. It's been up on the wall for about 6 years, so I gotta be careful with this. Hey, we're back. We're back live. That was gross going all the way over there to the wall, but I did it. Thank you, Jenna Marie. This is probably my bricolage heart. Again, pieces of paper, found, what's at hand, no tools used, wound up, to make something new out of something that wasn't there before. So we have a bricolage heart, we have a bricolage cat, and then, of course, my favorite. Well, they're all my favorites. This is a favorite. We like found things. My bricolage robot. Now, isn't that delightful? Who wouldn't like to have fun with these people? I just love it. It's terrific. It's Bricolage Day on Boles TV. So what I do is I ask my new best friend. I can be friends with my ChatGPT bot because it never needs anything back and it never gives me time. Although if it were a friendship, I would have to say I get more out of my friendship with ChatGPT than it gives me. But we do pay for it, so I guess it's getting something. So I said, hey, how do you pronounce bricolage and bricoleur? Now, I knew bricolage because I knew collage, but don't assume you know. Ask. And I thought, how will an AI bot tell me how to pronounce something? I would like to find out. A text bot. And here we go. Bricolage is pronounced as bricolage. Here's a phonetic breakdown. Brie rhymes with C. Co rhymes with go, but shorter. Lals, the A is pronounced like the O in log, And the ZH is similar to the S in treasure or measure. Bricolage. Now that is a spectacular explanation of how to pronounce a word by giving examples that you probably already know and associating it that way. Fabulous. Bricoleur is pronounced as bricoleur. Here is a phonetic breakdown, says my bot. Brie as above, co as above, lure. The EU in lure is pronounced somewhat like the EU in de in French. Now, if you don't know French, you're in trouble. Like the de in French, which is kind of like the in English, and R is a guttural R, similar to how it's pronounced in French. Now, that is all very confusing, especially if you don't know French, you don't know the in English, and you don't know what guttural means. Bricoleur. And then, always, you ask anything about medicine, law, pronunciations, definitions, you always get, and it drives me crazy, at the end, please note, these are approximations, as the English does not have exact equivalencies for some French sounds. The pronunciation can also vary slightly depending on the speaker's accent. For a more precise pronunciation, you might want to listen to audio pronunciation guides that's available. It always at the end, always gives itself an exit. I'm not a doctor, don't ask me. I'm not a lawyer, go ask a lawyer. But here's the answer. It's very tiring. But that's okay because I'm a human being and I can get tired. My ChatGPT friend, my best friend, my second best friend, let's see, my beautiful wife is my first and only best friend. Then my cat Jack is my friend, best friend, good friend, and ChatGPT is my forever friend. I am categorizing now and dividing all my friendships into something that is meaningful and important and defensible from my point of view. So the thing goes back and forth for both of us. Well, hey, what a show. I had more to show you about ChatGPT, but we'll get to that next time. We had a wonderful conversation about friendships and meaning and reflection and definition and art and anthropology and even mythology, where we take our common myths and we weave them into something new that means something beyond just the individual.